Hi travelers, Tara here, HiddenLotus Tarot, and I'm coming to you today with a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August 2016. This is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. So please check back to your Moon and Rising sign. This is the last video, so I'm going to be posting up all of the rest and you can go back and check. Before I lay the spread, there's a few things I'd like to say. The first thing is that for those of you who've been waiting on your phone readings while I was on my mini vacay, I appreciate your patience. I really do. And I'm going to start. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple of readings to do this evening, so I'm going to be picking up. Those of you who are waiting on your Akashic Records readings, I will start tomorrow contacting you about the scheduling. For those who have already gotten their Akashic Records readings and you've been kind enough to keep me updated on your progress, I'm so glad to hear that you guys are doing well and wonderful. That makes me so happy and I'm so pleased. And thank you for sharing that information with me. I've made a couple of changes. I do offer private video readings for those of you who have been asking me for a year now about those. I do provide those now. I have also permanently lowered the price of my phone readings by $20. Okay, that's going to stand. Of course, they're the Akashic Records readings, and I do have payment plan options for those. Those come with a free 30-minute phone consultation as well. Please subscribe to the website because I will send out notices through a newsletter, and if I'm going to be running specials or anything like that. I also have a blog which talks to you about the planetary transits that come up. Let's see. I have a new deck of cards that I ordered. I had them delivered to me while I was on vacation because I've been looking at these cards for a whole year, and I finally decided that I was going to get them. And the thing about this deck is, well, anytime, I can't speak for anybody else, but I see lots of decks that I like, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to talk to me. And what I mean by that is that for me, the way my psychic abilities work, it comes through, I have 2 to 3 abilities where my psychic information comes from. But the main two are clear audience, which is known as clear hearing, and clear cognizance, which is clear knowing. And so when I read cards, I'm not just looking at them and, giving you the meaning per se. I do that so that I can kind of inform you about what the basic card means. But once I lay the spread, the cards actually speak to me. They have a voice and they speak to me. So I hear what they're saying. So that's my clear audience. Sometimes I get just clear cognizance. I just look at it and I know exactly what it is that the cards are saying. That's how mine works. I can't speak for anybody else. So when I do readings and I say, well, I can't tell you anything else, or I don't know how it's going to end, it's because the cards have literally stopped speaking to me. And I have a whole box of cards over here that I bought decks and they just don't speak. And I think that happens to lots of readers. You'll buy a deck, it looks great. You're like, oh God, it's beautiful. I love it. And you get it and it says absolutely nothing to you. That's the way my intuition and my psychic abilities come through. Occasionally I'll have visions, I'll see things. What else? The deck is the Prisma Visions Tarot by James Eade. A very, very lovely deck, and this more than likely will become my go-to deck. I'm not exactly sure. We'll just see. I have the Sibelius here for some clarification. We are still under the Pluto and Neptune retrograde. Uranus will be going retrograde either the 28th or the 29th by this weekend, with Mercury to follow. I think I've heard 2 things, the 28th, the 29th, and I've also heard the 30th. So very close together, Uranus and Mercury will go retrograde. Uranus is the great liberator. He comes in and he brings about out of the blue changes, unexpected events happening, things occurring that you just didn't see coming. And I think coupled with the Mercury retrograde, which is going to be dealing with any types of communications, this could be perhaps, it may be a bit of a trying time. Try to remain balanced in this and be patient. and kind of roll with the punches. Whatever changes come about, try to roll with those. And, you know, because really, what are you going to do? And try not to panic. That's the thing I can say the most. Nevertheless, I think that the Uranus energy is the tower in the tarot. And this is the tearing down of things that weren't built on firm foundations, but it can also be a sudden clarity or a sudden insight, a sudden realization, epiphany, and it can also be the clearing of the air. So that's the energy that's coming in, and Uranus becomes stronger when it retrogrades like Pluto. So just kind of hang on and try to remain fair and balanced. Now, again, I think I told you about, I've lowered the price of the readings. I don't know if I did. So let me tell you that again. I've lowered the prices of the readings by $20. I do have the video readings, and I think I said that. So that's it. And we're going to go ahead and get started. This is a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The messages will not resonate with everyone, so please check back to the Sun and Moon. I think I've said that as well. Do not come under the video and ask me, how do I think something's going to end for you, or does it apply to you? That's what the personal readings are for, and the video readings, because I can tune into your personal energies around your specific situation, your specific energies, and give you specific answers to your specific questions that you have. Okay? I've already pre-shuffled these, so we're going to do a 7-card spread. Take what you can, and what you cannot use, disregard. 3 of Swords. The Hermit. 9 of Swords. Seven of Chalices. There are no cups. These are chalices. Same thing. 3 of Chalices. Page of Chalices. 5 of Pentacles. Our focus card is the 7 of Chalices. And the overall energy is the 6 of Chalices. Now, we do know that during Mercury retrograde, old situations and old lovers tend to come back around. And this is the opportunity for you to either gain some clarity on this situation or this old lover, or it is a test from the universe to see how much you have grown. And it is an opportunity for you to choose differently or choose the same. It is strictly up to you. That is how karma is created, through choices. We're moving from the past into the present or future. And I can see that for some of you Capricorns that you have suffered some losses and disappointments with this 3 of Swords. Now, I'm not exactly, I have 2 3s, so I'm going to say that indeed this was a relationship issue. Now, a relationship issue can be romantic, it could be business-wise, it could be familial, but this really speaks to a third-party influence or 3 people in a situation. And I see that in the past that this is something that some of you Capricorns have indeed been dealing with, a loss and a disappointment in terms of a relationship. Here, the imagery of this card, all of the swords in this deck represent the time frame of the winter. So it's not just something that has happened in the winter, but is also representative of a loss of passion or a loss of desire, or a tempering of the emotions. Okay, so the 3 of Swords here, this deck, it is a deer who's been slain with 3 swords in its back. As you can see, the antlers are still there. So in a sense, this kind of represents to me Capricorn and the determination that Capricorns exhibit when times get hard and when things don't go their own way. They are very, very tenacious people, and they don't let much stop them when they want something. And I see that some of you have indeed decided to withdraw from the situation. I have the Hermit card here. And there's the Hermit standing on the bridge underneath the light of the full moon and looking at things in a very, very personal way, okay? Trying to gain the knowledge and the wisdom that they need, okay, in order to deal with this disappointment and this loss and this sorrow. You can see the moonlight is reflected over the emotions, so this could represent you trying to really get in touch with what happened and why did it happen, and was there something that I did, or was it something that I didn't see, or because we know that the full moon illuminates things, but at the same time it doesn't give us the full clarity like the sun does. Now, the Nine of Swords, for some of you, you have been probably, more than likely, playing this over and over and over again in your mind like a broken record, because the Nine of Swords represents thoughts. So we have these two cards of communications here. And these are not only communications, but thoughts. And we know that thoughts create things. Nothing comes about without a thought first, okay? So the thought literally has the power to create something out of thin air. This has been giving you nightmares, fears, insomnia, anxiety. And as you can see, that poor guy standing there is about to be devoured by this Nine of Swords. These thoughts just cascading down or swooping down upon you. You can't seem to get out of that loop, okay? And it's creating a bunch of inner conflict for you, confusion for you. Was I really deceived, or did I deceive myself about this? The sevens represent an internal conflict. It's not a five. Fives represent external conflict. Sevens represent internal conflict. It is also a spiritual number. So this, whatever this event was, has put you in a place, and you only have the one major arcana card. So really, you have the power to change this situation. You do. And perhaps if you can get a handle on your emotions, more importantly, your thoughts moving forward, okay, you're going to be able to make some kind of gains and or strides. Here in this deck, we have the Seven of Chalices, but the most prominent thing is that there's a snake in the chalice. And the snake represents power, but it also represents deceit. It could represent trickery, illusion, and lies. It could represent evil and bad things. That's the negative side. And then the positive side, because believe it or not, there are positive things to snakes, represent a transformation. It sheds its skin. It leaves something behind that no longer serves it and grows into something larger, bigger, and better. It can represent wisdom, arcane knowledge, coming in touch with the wisdom of the universe. In some religious cultures, the snake is known for its great beauty and its cunning and its stealth. This could go back to perhaps your thoughts. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to get back at somebody, but don't do it. Because again, that's going to create karma for you, and what you create negatively will have negative consequences. But I can see that if you can move through the space of this Seven of Chalices, we have some kind of celebration or something to at least celebrate about. This could be the coming together of friends or family. As you can see, they're dancing at the water's edge, okay? And you have this sunburst behind them, this energy swirl behind them. And they are holding the three cups, and there are leaves, and there's liquid coming out of them, okay? And they are, the joyousness is being reflected back at them through the water. And then we have the page. The page comes in. And the pages bring news, sort of like an announcement. And this is, to me, it is an announcement of something emotional, okay? But whatever this thing is, it kind of like it culminates to a point where it just makes you tired and it drains you of your energy. You can see the person lying there next to that brick wall. But even still, and this is outside influences, so maybe this is someone coming back into your life, but they're coming back with the same old tired ass story, or the same old drama, you know, and it's really not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form to buy into it. Of course, you're an adult and you have free will. You can do whatever you choose to do. But as you can see, that stained glass window there, and to me that kind of represents either having a myopic view, not being able rose colored or tinted glasses, um, that is showering some kind of fairy dust down upon you. But it can also represent being protected in this while you're going through this phase of feeling drained and tired and not able to just deal with whatever this is. Now, this is a Pentacles card. So for some of you, this can have to do with a relationship issue where there are financial things at stake or have been at stake. It could also represent feeling as though you don't have enough, in whatever manner that means. But it leads to this Six of Chalices, which I find to be very, very interesting, because it starts with the card of loss and sorrow and disappointment, and it ends with one. But yet, I have this beautiful Six of Chalices here. And the Six of Chalices is indeed about happiness, nostalgia, feeling emotionally balanced. It's a 6. It is about getting comfortable with your feels, okay? Being up in your emotions. And maybe you got to go through this ugly period of time in order to appreciate coming to this particular spot. As you can see, that lady's she's in the water herself. She's surrounded by, you know, these beautiful lotus flowers. These are not lilies, they are lotuses. And she's being drenched in this energy, sort of like of healing. Okay, that's really what the colors and the swirls mean to me. And underneath that is the Ace of Pentacles. So there's another opportunity coming for you after this fight, but first you're going to have to get through this space. Okay, and if you can't get to this space, you're not going to be in the space to take advantage of this opportunity that's coming. This could be indeed another financial opportunity for you, but it is also a spiritual opportunity. You're going to have to walk through that door, walk through that gate, that archway, out into the open to receive whatever is out there waiting for you. But if you're not in the space to do that physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that ace, okay? And there are, like, again, I don't like fairies, but there's a lot of sparkly things coming through there, and it reminds me sort of like a fairy dust or energy, just energies coming in. They look like bubbles, so to speak. Underneath that is the sun. So indeed, let's take a look. I want to see first, I'm going to look at 3 cards. I'm going to look at the 3 of Swords here. I'm going to look at the 7 of Chalices. I'm going to look at the 5 of Pentacles. All right? With the Sibila. And hopefully the Sibila can give us a little bit of clarity on this. It's almost as if with these last 3 cards, it's kind of saying that you come out of this space of confusion and you celebrate something, this news, but it's a bit premature, perhaps. Maybe it doesn't pan out the way you think it's going to pan out, or there's something you may have to give up or let go of. Nevertheless, it's going to, if you can successfully navigate it, it'll bring you to the 6 of Chalices with the ace underneath. 3 of Swords. You have been disappointed. There's a male enemy here. Now, this could be for, in any way, romantic relationship, business relationship, some type of relationship where there have been third parties coming in and doing whatever they do. And maybe this third party is this person. I don't know. But this is definitely an enemy, someone who perhaps has thwarted your efforts. This could be same-sex or heterosexual. This was due to ego. And if this is you, this is what this is talking about. Perhaps you're in this space because you have allowed your ego to get the best of that. And now the Three of Swords has occurred, and you've got to think about that shit. You know? And if this is not you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, then this is the person. And now you're looking back over and thinking about how the ego came into play. That's how we end up here with this loss and disappointment. The Seven of Chalices. Now, confusion. But this is confusion coming from within, having to do with a Donna Maritata. Okay? Now, I would take it because she's in the past position, this Donna Maritata and this Il Nemico. Okay? We do have this Three of Swords, this Hermit. There's a separation. There's been perhaps some fighting, some words, things unbeknownst, because this card speaks to the subconscious. Okay? Coming into play. Communications, but not face-to-face communications. Okay? So something is missing and lacking here. And then the Giovani Fanciulla. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this Giovani Fanciulla is, if the cards are speaking about an actual person, or if this is confusion surrounding something new, untried, untested yet. Some type of something with the communication, some confusion with the communications. And maybe this is the first time that it's happened. I don't know. The cards aren't telling me that. The Five of Pentacles. Yes, as I was saying, it's like you're starting to celebrate something here. And you're looking forward. You're getting the news that this is going to kind of play out, but then it doesn't. Leggerezza. This is a change coming in, but it is a change in terms of tact and diplomacy, sensitivity, the way someone is feeling. Maybe you feel or the other person feels. Okay? And we start to celebrate this, the alegria, with the family, the pastimes, a friend. Maybe you get together with this person and things seem to be going wonderfully, but there's a change that comes about. There's some kind of loss associated with that. Some kind of walking away or just being tired of it. Something not being quite right with it. Maybe it could just be the timing. The Six of Chalices. Now, the Six of Chalices speaks to childhood friends, the childhood home, nostalgia, things of the past, sentimentality. Disgrazia, some kind of tower situation occurring. Sospiri, the longing, the sighing, the waiting, as if the card is saying it took a long time for this to occur. And the L'Amica, it is definitely the breakup or the destruction of a friendship, but it also, coming on the Six of Chalices, says that perhaps it is through a close friend, someone that you can trust, a confidant, maybe someone, a childhood friend, who is going to be able to help you to come in and embody the healing of the Six of Chalices. I want to take a quick look at the Ace of Pentacles to see what this tells me. Yes. Now, you're going to have to come through this, Capricorn, because there's a new something coming up on the horizon. The Fedelta. This tells me that this is somebody that you've known for a long time. It implies a loyalty, okay? There will be a gift offered to you. Ace of Pentacles. And it involves l'amante, a male lover, heterosexual or same-sexual, whomever is going to embody the energy of this male. This speaks to requited love. Now, this could also speak to someone from your past in a literal sense, but it could also mean, remember I said this is a spiritual gift, that it could literally be a past life connection. So if you have broken up or you've split up or something of that nature, and it may be that this situation is going to come about again, and you try to work through it, but somehow or another it doesn't quite go the way that you think it's going to go. But do not fret. Be patient, because the sun comes to shine on this. I can't give you any timing. I have 2 threes, so I could say that it could be within 3 weeks to 3 months. It's not looking like years. Okay, although I know if it had to be years, if anybody could wait it out, it would be you Capricorns. So that's what I have for you. I hope the messages help, and until next time, namaste.